Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your tarot card reading for September 2023. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. For those of you who are new, my name is Jane. So these tarot card readings you can watch for either your sun, moon, or rising sign, depending on whichever resonates with you the most. If you are here for love specifically, you are also welcome to check out your Venus sign as well. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your September reading. So let's go ahead and open up the channel today with a card from my intuitive deck here. So what is it that Gemini needs to know for the month of September? Okay, I'm kind of sensing there's going to be like a little bit of chaos in the beginning of September, but as we make our way into October and maybe even a little bit later into November, things are going to feel very streamlined for you. And this is an environment that you're actually thriving in, even if you have things going on that maybe you're not that happy with, or you don't really like certain circumstances in which you find yourself. There is a quality of thriving, or that's where it's taking you, okay, that it's taking you to a place of thriving and prosperity. It may kind of feel like a little start-stop. I'm kind of getting a little start-stop action. You go, and then it's like, great, it's going well, and then boom, you're hit with something, and then, okay, fine, you figure it out, then it goes well, and then boom, there's another thing. This just may be a product of the Mercury retrograde. Of course, obviously, that's really important for you, given you're a Mercury-ruled sign. But Mercury stations direct on the 15th, so I don't think it's going to last that long. But I do feel that there's a pretty substantial purpose with all of that. Like there's a divine timing, and the universe is just trying to get you on the right timeline or on the right time frame for the things that are still yet to come. Now, when we have Jupiter retrograde in your 12th house, okay, Jupiter retrograde in Taurus in the 12th, there is often a release that happens, and maybe right now the emphasis is more on letting things go or eliminating rather than where it is you're going and what it is you're trying to get. But the only way you're going to get what you're trying to get is by releasing and surrendering with the Jupiter retrograde over the next several months, okay? But I do feel this is a really productive time for you, even if it's still a little bit chaotic and it may not necessarily feel like things are going according to plan. It's really, really okay. There's something beautiful in this process for you. And I think you are going to hit a moment where things kind of click and the wind changes or the current changes, and then suddenly you're like, wow, I really am on track. This feels amazing. Okay, beautiful. I love this. The chameleon spirit, act as if. So this is kind of what the universe needs from you today or this month. Okay, what does the universe need from you this month? To act as if everything is going well. Now, I'm not telling you to be in denial of stuff. You can still acknowledge reality to a certain degree, but I wouldn't let that, I wouldn't succumb to your perceived reality, if you will. Okay, this is going to be a really great time to just say, who do I want to be? What do I want my life to be like? And then align behaviors, which that's what Virgo season is all about, is behaviors. Align behaviors to that person. But you have to define who you want to be first. And I think the North Node is really calling for that. Okay? And maybe Jupiter in Taurus, Jupiter retrograde in Taurus, perhaps that transit is a little bit more about releasing things that have been like behaviors that have been a little too locked in, that have been preventative, right? They've been preventing you from growth, preventing you from really tackling that new life or that new chapter or whatever. Maybe it's more about releasing those bad habits. But I think those bad habits that you're letting go of are going to need to get replaced by better ones. Okay, so you have to really act as if you already are that person. This is a start-stop process. No wonder why I felt that too, kind of going forward, it's okay, and then boom, you hit a wall. Yeah, because when we're changing behavior, we're actually really changing ourselves in a lot of ways. It takes time for like new little neural pathways and stuff to form. Okay, it takes time for us to really break habits. It takes time for us to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And it's not a perfect straight line, and it's not going to be, and it probably won't be for the next few months, and that's okay. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be a perfect process, but the intention and the dedication and the commitment is the important thing. Okay? If you mess up, and then tomorrow you start over. But it's not about reverting back. It's about continuing to push forward, continuing to become that new form. Oh, what do you need to release? Yeah, exactly. Jupiter retrograde in Taurus in the 12th. What do you need to release, Gemini? We all have different things. We all have different pasts, different lives. So this is a question that you're going to have to ask yourself. And the thing is that it's really hard for us to lie to ourselves right now. Okay, it's really hard for us to look at our life and not see the very things that are keeping us from doing what we say we want to do or from becoming the person we say we want to become. It's pretty clear. So the more quickly you can be honest with yourself, and I mean a deep honesty, okay? The more quickly you can be honest with yourself, the more quickly you can begin this chameleon process, this shape-shifting process, if you will. So just be honest. It's going to be in your best interest. If other people are included, because this is environmental, so it could be people, it could be a place that you're tied to or a job you're tied to or something along those lines. If other people are involved, this might be a little bit harder because it's hard to just walk away from people sometimes, especially if there's, a story there or if there's chemistry or if there's history or whatever. And yet, if you can really look at that and say, this definitely has to go, it's going to be, it's going to be better for everyone involved. Because if someone's not good for you, then you're not good for them either. So you might as well just do everyone a favor and just call a spade a spade. Okay? All right, Gemini, what else do you need to know for the month of September? What else comes through for Gemini? We have 3 of Wands and a Knight of Swords. Okay, so the 3 of Wands, I often see, there's 2 ways I look at it. The first way is the more traditional tarot way, which means like ships are coming in, be patient, your manifestations are coming in, and that's all very well and good and beautiful, and that's great. But I also kind of see this as sort of standing on the edge of a known world and looking out beyond into a completely unexplored territory of life. And I think that's more of where Gemini is right now, is standing on that precipice of the old and the new. I think we all are. That's not necessarily Gemini specific. It has to do with Pluto moving back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius over the next year and 4 months now. We also have Saturn in Pisces too, which is really unraveling a lot of those established structures that we've created in our lives. So we're all kind of standing at this precipice. However, it seems a little bit more prominent for you right now, okay? And I look at the Knight of Cups with the Knight of Swords. Now, clearly this is the Gemini card, so I will throw you here. I do like this connection. I don't necessarily see this as being, we'll see what else comes out. I mean, this may or may not be confrontational and argumentative. This may be like a romantic thing that's coming in and there's a strong attraction. It might be a really great new job, something that feels really promising for you, feels magnetic to me. It's possible the Knight of Cups is not necessarily a person, but right, act as if. So maybe that Knight of Cups is like a projection of desire. It's a projection of what you see and what you want. Maybe it is manifesting as a person or an opportunity, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a figment of the mind. Either way, I don't know that it really matters, because Knight of Swords is running straight towards it. Clearly, the Knight of Cups is something that is wanted. It's something that you've been desiring or that you do desire. It's something that feels attractive. There's a romantic or poetic quality about it. I don't think you're overly projecting, meaning I don't think you're putting something up on the pedestal too much. I don't think that's the case. I actually do think you have a realistic view of what this is. It just so happens that the very thing you want is also coming into your life. So it makes sense that you have this degree of enthusiasm and excitement here. Okay? And this may also represent kind of standing at the forefront of that new frontier and looking at this new life and saying, this is the new life that I want. I'm not going to sit around and wait till I'm quote unquote ready. I'm just going to go for it. And even if there is a little bit of chaos in the beginning, because this is probably something that's new, it's probably something you're not familiar or comfortable with. So there's going to be a little growing pain. But I don't think that's going to stop you even a little bit. This is maybe you having that opportunity to truly act as if you are the person that has that very thing. Here it is. It's showing up for you. By engaging in this, I actually do like this engagement a lot, because it feels as though this is facilitating the release of something else. And that's one of the ways I've been describing the healing processes right now, that healing does not have to be so dark and psychological and all in meditation and all in the, metaphysical realm and whatnot. Not when Saturn is in Pisces like this, not when we're in a Virgo season, not when Jupiter is in an earth sign like that. Like, I just don't know that this is really the time for that kind of process. I mean, we're all in different places, so if that's where you are, then that's fine. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But I really think more healing is taking place by just showing up for the life that you want, rather than continuing to fall and sink backward into the life that you had. It's more about pushing forward, looking into the future, and truly allowing yourself to transform. And this is you, I think, really saying, I'm ready. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do it. There's a strong determination. I don't think Gemini is very stoppable right now. I think Gemini just has this kind of oomph or this passion that is just, no one's going to be able to kind of put that fire out. And by doing that, you are releasing your old life. You're releasing yourself from your old life. King of Wands. The Emperor. Okay. This is foundational for the Knight of Cups, right? It's directly underneath it, which tells me that your enthusiasm for this is not misguided, right? Sometimes we get really excited about something and then we question, like, well, maybe I am just getting a little too worked up. Maybe I'm, again, projecting. Maybe I am putting something on the pedestal. Like, no, you're not. Gemini, you're not doing that. There's something of extraordinary high quality with whatever that Knight of Cups is. And to reiterate, okay, this could be a person or an opportunity. It could be something real or actual, but it could also just be a figment of your mind. Like, this is what I want to be. This is who I want to become. I actually feel there's a substantial degree of sustainability with that, meaning this is a place that you're going to be for a long time. This is a person you're going to be for a long time. This is a relationship you'll have for a long time, whatever the case is. And it doesn't seem to have a wave. There's not a lot of wavering. If it was just the Knight of Cups, I may have felt that, okay, well, this is a temporary situation, but it's going to leverage into something else, and that's wonderful, and that's great. But it feels more substantial than just a stepping stone. It feels more like a destination for me. And it feels just really wanted. Like this is something Gemini wants. Okay, this is who you want to be. This is how you see yourself being for a long time. Now, King of Wands has that desire to create, and I really, really like a lot of the masculine energy that's coming out, because this is about actually doing. And this really aligns well with the Mars in Libra. Mars is in Libra. We're going to have the sun coming into Libra on the 23rd. Okay, we're going to have eclipses coming up next month too in that 5th house. And 5th house is very creative, and it's passionate, and it's self-expressive, and there's a lot of alignment with our soul that comes through there. There's kind of like a universal creation type of quality, and King of Wands is really the embodiment of that, especially in Libra season near the end of the month. Why does it feel like by the end of September, you're going to be looking at something you say, this feels right? There's not going to be a lot of question. There's not going to be a lot of doubt. I mean, I may contradict myself with the final 3 cards. We'll see what comes out. But as it stands, I don't see a lot of doubt. I see Gemini feeling really, really sure about what it is they're doing. And the King of Wands is an intentional creator. It says, if this is what I want, then this is what I must do, no matter how uncomfortable it is. Because for some reason, that Knight of Cups does feel uncomfortable to me, right? Because it's uncomfortable just simply because it's not familiar. It's uncomfortable because it's new, but that's the only reason. It's not uncomfortable because it's wrong. It's just you haven't had it before, or you haven't felt it to this degree before, or you haven't been dedicated enough before. So you're taking things to a new level, especially internally. And a lot of this, 9 of Coins, there's a lot of self-respect that comes up here, because there will be some Geminis, and some of you may be cross-watching for Gemini, and they may run away from the Knight of Cups instead of running towards it. And the only reason they would run away from it is because they don't have that sense of self-respect. They don't have that sense of self-value. Okay? The only reason they would run away is because they genuinely don't think they deserve it. But I think Gemini has been really working a lot on aligning with the things they feel they deserve in a positive, proactive kind of way, and trying really hard to not push good things away, right? Let's receive the good things instead of rejecting them, instead of killing it with doubt and insecurity. Let's envelop it. Let's become it. Let's embrace this beautiful receiving opportunity. So this is coming because you're genuinely ready. And I think by acting like you're ready, you're really communicating to the universe that you're ready. So it's no surprise that this Knight of Cups is coming in, that this Emperor Knight of Cups, this is a combo here, okay? It's no surprise that this is coming in. It's also no surprise that you're just diving in. This is kind of like, what the heck, let's just go for it kind of deal. And we'll rough the storm, we'll deal with the chaos, we'll deal with the learning curve, we'll deal with the kind of the process of getting acquainted with this new self or this new life or whatever. We'll deal with it and we'll adjust. And that's one of the beautiful things about being a mutable sign, is really how adaptable you can be. And with the chameleon spirit, that also speaks perfectly to your adaptability. Okay? So what else, Gemini? What else do you need to know? Okay. Beautiful. See, oh my gosh, I think this is the best reading I've done in a really long time. The thing about the Knight of Cups Emperor is that when a Knight of Cups comes in, when this opportunity thing happens, that it's a really, really good thing. I really don't see Gemini questioning. I don't see you getting over anxious. I don't see you overthinking. I mean, the only reason you would be doing any of that or feeling that way is if you were rejecting the idea that you're ready. You are ready. If you need that validation, if you need that reassurance, here it is. You're ready. You don't have to make your life more complicated by putting yourself through a process of proving to yourself that you're ready. That's ridiculous, right? Right now, that's a ridiculous notion, okay? So just embrace the blessings that are trying to come in, because you know you deserve it. You know you want it. You know this is good for you. You know nothing bad is going to happen. You know you're safe. You know everything is secure. It's all good. So don't fight yourself on that, because the only thing that's going to happen when you fight yourself is you're going to miss out on the Ace and 10 of Cups. And that's a waste, because these are so beautiful. An Ace of Cups is very much about love and connection and fulfillment and a feeling of joy and peace. There's a quality of serenity here. And that's the thing, is don't confuse discomfort, because discomfort can also be very peaceful at the same time. Being stirred up can be a feeling of coming home. They're not necessarily contradictory ideas. And I feel like there is that feeling of coming home when you finally allow this into your life, or when you finally decide to really become that person. It feels right. It feels like an alignment. It feels destined or purposeful. And you know what? I'm just going to say that a lot of this stuff that I'm saying, it feels like it has meaning. So many things nowadays don't have meaning. But I think by accepting this Knight of Cups, it means something to you. It means something to become that person, or to attract that person, or to attract that opportunity. Now, it doesn't mean that you're more valuable. It means that you're capable of more and that you are ready to have it, right? So there is something meaningful about this. And I think Gemini finds peace in the meaning. And this is not just going to be an emotional success just for you. I think other people involved are going to be emotionally successful in these endeavors too. A lot of people are going to benefit by who you're becoming and what you're doing. A lot of people are going to find joy and comfort in the changes that you are making. Not that you're living your life for anybody else, because I know depends on your circumstances. Obviously, some people have people to take into consideration. Other people are more on their own. But regardless, there are other people that are going to benefit from who you are becoming. Okay? But this feels now, I feel like over the next year and 4 months with the Pluto and Aquarius thing, over and over and over, because I've already been saying it for months now, but over and over and over, I'm going to continue to say that the Pluto in Capricorn chapter is coming to a close. The Pluto in Aquariusness is starting to open, and we're kind of in that in between. But the more and more we get, the closer and closer we get to the end of 2024, which is happening every single day, we get closer and closer to the end of 2024, the more prominent that Pluto in Aquarius story gets. The more tangible, the more within our grasp it becomes. So if you don't want your life to be trapped in the Pluto in Capricorn era, which is, 2008 till now, if you don't want to be trapped in that era, dive in. Please, please dive in. Do yourself a favor, okay? All right, let's go ahead here and pull out the clarifiers. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm going to pull out a whole bunch of new cards, and we're going to talk about all of these in the comprehensive reading. And the link for that can be found in the description box down below. So Chameleon Spirit, what else does Gemini need to know about this card here? Okay, we have a 10 of Swords. That's not surprising. A Hierophant. And an 8 of Cups. All right. Empress and the Sun in the environment here. Beautiful. A lot of major arcana coming out here in this environment position, which means the universe is trying to wave you down. It's trying to get your attention. So please pay attention to the opportunities and the things that are showing up in your life, the themes that are showing up in your life. For the 3 of Wands, Strength card, another 9 of Coins, and Knight of Coins. 2 of Wands, a Queen of Swords. Wishes coming true, this is what I'm saying. 5 of Cups. 3 of Swords, 6 of Cups, Hanged Man for that King of Wands, 8 of Swords. Oh, shoot, hold on. I just spilled some cards on the floor, so give me 2 seconds. We have the 5 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. 1 second, let me grab the cards. And actually, I just happened to, I actually did look at it, so I'll go ahead and take it. 9 of Coins, another King of Wands, another High Priestess, and a 7 of Cups. 2 of Cups, beautiful. 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands. 4 of Coins, 9 of Swords, a 6 of Wands, Queen of Wands, Death, and Temperance. Okay, I absolutely love this reading. I'm so excited to get into this with you. So if you want to join, again, that link is in the description box down below. Thank you all so much. I love you. Have a great September, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.